Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 242. My name's Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. And guess who's back? It's that time. It's a table of the round, so that means the animator of animators, Ray Chase, is back with us. Hello, Ray.
Hello.
How are you doing? It's been a while.
It has been a while. I was gonna come on for the Moon Knight roundtable, but I think you guys were doing that on our birthday, since we share a birthday.
Yes, did we?
Yeah. We do share a birthday.
No, it was near the birthday.
It was near the birthday. I don't think it was on the birthday.
But we decided to have Ryan's wife instead.
Yeah, you were partying.
She's prettier.
I probably was partying.
You do a month-long party for your birthday. So
that is very true. It kicks off May 1st and ends sometime in July.
Oh, I celebrated.
It's like a Disney birthday party.
Yeah, I celebrated May 4th when I went to Disney. I was like, it's my birthday. I was like, oh. I'm like, it's not really my birthday.
But you're celebrating your birthday while you're at Disney World.
There was like, oh, happy birthday. Here's free stuff. You know, if you go to... we'll talk a little Disney news, I guess, or some funny stuff. You know, if you go to the Whispering Canyon restaurant in Wilderness Lodge, and you say it's your birthday, but if they find out it's not your birthday, they bring out the cupcake, they light it with the candle, they do their little ditty, they blow it out, and then they go, but we know for a fact that today is not your birthday. So you are going to watch me eat your cupcake. And they eat your cupcake right in front of you. And they go, come back on your birthday and I'll give you one.
Oh, man.
Is this for real?
This is for real.
I mean, it's Whispering Canyon. Right?
Yeah, they do crazy stuff at Whispering Canyon.
Now I want to get like a party of 15 together and everyone say it's their birthday and have them watch them eat 15 cupcakes.
Yeah. For a split second, I thought you were going to say they put the cupcake out and they do all the things, and then they smash it. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Oh, they just eat it in front of you.
You're a liar.
You don't get it.
And everybody was like laughing, and it was.
But then they realized they looked up the wrong Ryan Street, and it actually was your birthday. And
they felt really bad.
This was the wrong table.
It brought 3.
I also found out that underneath, I don't think it's every table. Underneath some tables, there's what are they called, Katrin?
So they're NFC tags.
NFC tags underneath the tables that know that you're there.
I don't get the purpose of it, but it's multiple. It's not just like 1 or 2. It's like every inch of the thing is covered with these NFC tags, and it's like they're already gathering this information whenever you use your Magic Band anywhere.
Yeah.
And use your phone places. So I don't know why they would need it on the tables, and
unless it's just to see how many people are in the restaurant at a time.
Here's the thing. Unless it's connected back to something, it's not going anywhere. It's more like it's doing something to your device. So like for the Magic Band Plus, I didn't think about it this way. Okay, so I was always thinking about it getting something, but really NFC tags are for it's a way to kind of make your device do something in some ways. It can take from it as well, but those are not connected back to anything, I don't believe, from what I saw. But they could be used again for like the Magic Plus things, which I don't know what they would do with that, or your phone, and just kind of put something on your phone in a way. Not really. I mean, because the thing is, you have to kind of set stuff up. You have to be in an app to do certain things, and so I don't know what they would do with it, honestly.
Unless that was just a fake video we saw, but
it could have been. It might not have even been Disney. I don't know.
I'm going to look under every table now when I go to Disney. I'm gonna be
I keep meaning to Google it and I forget about it, but it was definitely interesting because it was just a bunch of squares underneath and it didn't make any sense. So
access your bank account and this guy's got $3,000 he can spend a day.
The only other thing I could think of was if a long time ago they talked about how in the future you'll be able to have your cup on the table and they'll be able to tell how much is in your drink and and come back for refill. And it was like they could do something kind of like that, I guess.
Well, they'll be able to find out if it's really your birthday.
Yeah, they could just look
if it's really your birthday. I know, but they don't have to come out and send a robot.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I don't know, and I mean it may have wireless or something that sends stuff back, but it's weird. I'd be surprised though if that were one real and two on, like you said, every table.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of the bots, you guys saw the stuff with the patents for the locker bots.
Yes, I saw
mouse
that.
droids?
Yeah. No.
Just seems bizarre to me.
Yeah, so if you put your stuff in this locker bot, and then you say, I'm over on the other side of Magic Kingdom and I need the stuff in the locker.
Yeah.
You summon the robot, and it's supposed to bring it to you on the other side of the park.
There's gonna be armies of these things, like going through the crowds and stuff like that. And
surely they would go underground though, right, and come up somewhere.
No.
Because
they have their theme. They have ones themed to the mouse droids. They look like the mouse droids.
Yeah.
So they'll be themed to wherever you're at, I guess.
People gonna kick them.
Well, we're really getting into the itchy and scratchy land.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Somebody will trip over one and
take them down with a flashbulb.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Maybe they
they're gonna
roll
use
out
drones.
and then like a helicopter pops out of the top and then it flies up.
Maybe. On your way to me, Lockerbot, I want you to stop off and get me a beer and a popcorn.
Sir, you cannot put your baby in the locker bot.
I don't need him right now. Bring him to me later.
He's not tall enough to ride this ride.
There's holes in it.
Single rider line. Baby swap.
Oh man. We'll do some Disney news since we're on that before we get into Obi-Wan. Today, for all those that care, they did a poll for the new lightsaber. You get to vote on what would the new lightsaber would be. So the one that I wanted to win won. So I guess I have to buy another lightsaber. It's Kanan Jarrus, but it's his Padawan version, I guess. Caleb Dune was that name, but it's basically the same lightsaber. It's a little different color, but he won. So yay!
Now all these saber handles, can they then be modified or upgraded to actually have a blade and a kyber crystal in them and all that, or are these just like antique sort of things that you put in the display case? And
these are the legacy sabers. You could put the blades in them and it'll light up.
Oh, okay.
But you can't switch them out like Savi's.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they'll light up because
you can't switch.
You can't see them. Yeah, they did come out with like two that have a.
Ryan has all of his buried in the sand behind him.
Yeah. Let's see how let's all pick a number. How many lightsabers do I have buried in the sand behind me?
So many.
There's a lot. Once I get the office back together, you'll be able to look at the wall of greatness. Hopefully one day. But anyway, so they that one won, so it'll be out sometime. The last time, which I have the saber, Cal Kestis won, but because of the pandemic, it didn't come out forever. So hopefully, it won't take this one that long. But they also said Plo Koon lightsaber will be out July 8th, which looks just like Luminari's lightsaber, except it's a different color that they brought out for May 4th, which is funny. When they brought that one out, I'm like, they're bringing out Plo Koons because it's the same lightsaber, just a different color. And the Wish has set sail.
Wow.
Yes. I cannot wait to go on it.
I know. I didn't know Chris was going to be on the Wish. Is it leaving out of Galveston?
No.
We're going to Disney World for a few days, and then it's leaving out of Florida. So we're going to be there because we usually do like a 7-day cruise, which is kind of a typical cruise. But a lot of the Wishes cruises were short, like 4-day cruises. So that's why we said, we'll go to Disney World for a few days and then get on the ship and go on the cruise. Hopefully not picking up COVID before getting on the ship.
No, you'll get it when you get on the ship.
Yeah, then you haven't had a good Disney vacation if you haven't gotten magical Disney COVID.
And we're going at Christmas, and I'm
Christmas they put a bow on it.
Yeah,
So,
it's Christmas Disney COVID.
Yeah,
it's
they put a
green
bow
and
on
red.
it.
Your COVID has a little bit of cinnamon and
We'll be
smells
right.
like gingerbread.
We'll be home right before Christmas Day, like the 23rd. 2 days before. And I just know it's gonna. We're Christmas morning. We're gonna be waking up to COVID.
Well, surprise! We are going in November.
Yep.
Wow, is that
That's
like your
exciting.
6th trip this year? Or
Well, we're going for a conference, like
Oh,
a work
The
work
theme.
conference. So we're like, Jennifer and I were just going to go for the conference, but then everybody's favorite airline, Spirit, had a 50% off sale for like one day.
Yeah.
And we're like, so we're just going to take the family, and Jennifer's parents are going to meet us there, and we're going to stay with them, and the kids will hang out with our mom and her parents while we're at the conference, and then we'll all hang out together. So fun times. Woo!
Woohoo! Now, have you? I know you've traveled a bit, Ryan. How's it been with the airlines? Because I've been hearing horror stories of flights being canceled, people getting stranded, stuff like that.
I've only so far traveled Southwest, and everything's been fine.
Okay.
No problems. Whatever. No problems at all. I'm really nervous about flying Spirit because it's Spirit. And
they're bad on a good day.
I saw a video of like 4 people behind each other holding up the ceiling. Spirit.
Wow.
That should be okay.
Don't let go or we'll all get sucked out of the plane.
That's right.
No pressure.
It was hanging down. I mean, it wasn't even up, right? It was like the picture I saw. It was down, just about. Yeah.
My arms are getting tired.
But yeah, I saw a airline attendant, that's a stewardess or whatever, but an airline attendant that said that they're overbooking everything. Like, I don't know what airline she worked for, but all the airlines are overbooking because people are canceling so much too. They're either, so they could overbook by like 30 tickets. And so those people have to find other ways to get where they're going. And how do you know that you are in that list? Is the scary part, right?
Yeah.
So we just booked our tickets on June 16th. That was when they released all the tickets for later this year on Southwest. And it said like 5 left at this price. So I went ahead and got them, and the price for one of the flights has gone up by at least $100. And the other flight has gone up by like $70. Wow. It's ridiculous. So I'm glad I got them when I did. But hopefully, and we got, I got the early bird and all that because, so hopefully, we should be good. We got them early enough. I don't think we would have gotten the extras on the first day. I mean, I got them like at 7 a.m. So
yeah, hopefully we don't get bumped out of Spirit. But if we do, man, it's Spirit. I could probably
wait till
cost extra.
2 days later.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, and then on the Wish, there's going to be a Star Wars lounge. We'll bring it back around to Star Wars, where for the low price of $5,000, you can get an alcoholic beverage.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah, I think Vance posted that video on the on your guys' site. I think that was the first place I had seen it, and it looks really cool. You get a little show, and then there's 3 small vials. I'm like, that's what? Whoa, hey.
What is it?
I'm expecting gallons of alcohol.
I don't drink alcohol because I have the palate of a child. I just don't like the taste of anything. So what would be that expensive?
I'm hoping you get to keep the container, and that it will spew smoke every time you open it, and that might be worth.
You could buy that container for $40-something at Galaxy's Edge.
Now, I read some stuff. I was reading some stuff online, and some people brought up good points where it's all relative. So this is like an item that's completely for rich people, and if you're like the CEO of Disney, if you're pulling down $26 million, a $5,000 drink, it's like the equivalent of like us like going to Trader Sam's and buying like a $50 drink, and it's like, whoa, it's a little expensive, but hey, $50. But
and you get a nice glass.
Yeah, but so you take that and you take that person's annual salary and you quadruple it, so that now they can quadruple the price of a drink, and there'll be that person out there that has the bucks to not us.
Alcohol was made by monks in the year 800 BC.
Maybe so.
Somebody important better have died and bled in each one of those cups. And it better give me superpowers.
Chris is gonna get one.
Oh yeah, I don't drink either. I'll get one. Look at it, and then just send it back.
Chris is like, I don't drink. I just want to experience it. So here's my 5,000.
Bring it out to me. Let me see
don't include the alcohol. Just water. That's fine.
Yeah. Any Kool-Aid?
The finest water.
Can I get water with mine? Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. Speaking of rich people, we talked about this on another episode. Wow, cough. The $100,000 Disney trip around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, on the jet?
Sold out in minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Minutes.
And I did the math on that.
Oh.
It came out to being like, because it's like 28 days or 24 days of traveling. It comes out to be like $4,000-ish per day.
Yeah, I was so lucky to get a ticket.
$4,000.
So you're getting the drink and the ticket for this?
Yeah, I'm getting the drink and that's all they serve on the flight is just that drink. Yeah, so that's it.
Well, then it's worth it. It's a steal because it's $4,000 a day.
Yeah,
and,
and you get a $5,000 drink.
There we go.
Now, they are putting you up, and they are feeding you, and they are flying you around the world. So, again, if you have lots and lots of money.
They don't tell you what they're feeding you. It's all this like airline peanuts and stuff.
Probably.
But what got me was that it said it sold out in minutes before it went live to the public.
Yeah.
So who did it go live to first for it to sell out?
It was made available to the club people, Club 33 people, and folks like that. Yeah,
and
the rich people.
Mm-hmm. Or what's the B23? All those the different levels like the gold or all that, the platinum.
It's made available to the 1%ers first. And then they were like, hey, any spots left for these common folk? No?
Or maybe people have gone the Galactic Star Cruiser. Same kind of people.
That was my pitch to my wife. I pitched her the $100,000 trip, and then I said, or if we want to save a little money, we can go on the Star Cruiser, which really does compared. It's not. It doesn't cost that much.
Didn't go for it, huh?
Anyways, one day I will get on that Star Cruiser. It may be illegally, but I will get on that Star Cruiser one day.
Wow.
Wow.
Man.
One last thing. Comicpalooza is coming up July 15th through 17th. If you don't know what Comicpalooza is, it's a big fun time in Houston.
It's a palooza.
It's a palooza of time.
Convention. I was trying to think of like pop culture convention, and I couldn't think of the word. So it's a big fun time. Comicpalooza is like a Comic-Con. It's like a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Here in Houston.
Pop culture, celebrities.
Yes. We will be doing a live show on the floor. Live show on the floor on Saturday at 4 o'clock, I believe.
Yeah, 4:15.
4:15.
Something like that. Or 4.
Get there at 4 or before to get good seats.
Make sure you get seats. Yeah.
Because we're going to tell you how to find treasure in Texas, and then you can use that treasure money to go buy this $5,000 drink.
That's it. That's a great idea. Right before our session, though, we got to go see the robots fighting in the Navy.
Robot fight.
They're gonna show the robot fighting, whatever they're calling. They're not calling it battle bots. I forgot what it's called, but
it's Robotechna or something. like that.
Yeah. So I don't know if they've done that before, but
no, this is new.
It's new. That's what I thought. So that's pretty cool. So be sure and that's throughout the day. So I mean, they're doing
it on
times
Friday
for that.
too.
Are we still entering me in it on like wearing a trash can?
Yeah. Yes. That's the plan.
Okay. All right. Good.
So we have another session too that we're part of on Sunday at 2:45, something like that.
2:45. Star Wars Celebration, I guess.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking all things Star Wars.
All things Star Wars.
I say that because I really don't know what we're talking about. We're going to be with other podcasts.
We got to make the plans.
I think maybe they'll contact us about it.
Yeah.
And that's at 2 on Sunday. It ends at 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 o'clock on Sunday. Gee whiz. Sorry, folks.
I definitely will be peddling my kyber crystals. That's what I'm going to do while I'm there. But it's gonna have a fun time. There's gonna be celebrity guests. There's gonna be Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
There's gonna be
The boys.
Homelander.
Yeah,
From The
Homelander
Boys.
From The Boys is going to be there. He's going to kill a lot of people in the audience.
Probably.
There's two people from The Boys on there, right?
Yeah, I forget the other.
Yes, she played
female.
Katana in Suicide Squad. I can't think of her name. To look it up. But,
See, who else is going to?
So Alice Cooper is going to be there.
Oh, I saw that. You posted that, yeah.
The lady that played Echo in Hawkeye.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting because she really does speak sign language, right?
she is.
She's really deaf, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I wonder how they're going to. I mean, I'm sure they'll have somebody talking for her, right? But that's pretty cool, and maybe she's vocal too. I don't know. But
Kyle MacLachlan is going to be there.
Kyle MacLachlan, yes.
Twin Peaks, Dune. How I Met Your Mother. He was the captain.
And coming soon on the Fallout TV show.
Yes. Oh, right, yeah.
Yes. And then
a bunch of people from the Magician Show.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never watched that show.
It was good. I haven't watched all of it, but it was what I watched. It was fun.
But the guest that I know Chris is ready for, Adam Cole.
That's a name.
Adam Page.
Two names you recognize.
Page from
That's another name.
AEW are going to be there, and it's my goal to do 2 in a row. Meet them in the elevator. Last year we met wrestlers in the elevator. This year I want to meet wrestlers in the elevator.
Maybe Sergeant Slaughter will be hanging out with them.
Now Sergeant Slaughter, I'll meet.
What's funny about that though is that they announced the others. No, they didn't announce Sergeant Slaughter, but he's on their list, right?
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah,
I didn't see an announcement.
No, I didn't either.
You announced Sergeant Slaughter. That's
Sergeant
Slaughter.
That's Sergeant Slaughter.
And also Robert Patrick from Terminator 2.
Yes.
Peacemaker.
Nice.
He's going to be there. Yeah.
When I saw his name, I thought they were going to do a big Peacemaker thing.
No.
Is John Cena going to be there?
They probably tried.
He could be there.
Yeah.
But we won't be able to see him.
Won't be able to see him.
That's true.
But so speaking of wrestling, Friday night, if you're in the area and you're going, there's a wrestling event on the 15th.
I'll be wrestling in one of the matches.
No, he's not going to be wrestling. Don't believe.
It's outside in the back. It's a
Texas wrestling something
it's
or
like
other.
a little kiddie pool filled with Jello.
Hey,
back wrestling. greased pigs.
You got to do what you got to do. Anyways, all right, let's talk Obi-Wan Kenobi. We've talked too long about all this other stuff. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. And Caitlin's gone. He's
done. He's done. He don't want to talk.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk Obi-Wan.
A little birdie has told me that Ray Chase actually liked this show, so I'm excited to hear about it.
It was no Book of Boba Fett, but what is?
That's right. It was no Book of Boba Fett.
It was great.
I like Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
we know.
Don't lie.
Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi was a limited series.
Was a guy.
On Disney Plus, yeah. So this takes place before New Hope and after Episode 3. So there you go. For those that don't know, but then if you don't know that, then you probably should be listening to this because you don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking spoilers too. So
yeah, there will be spoilers. Lots of spoilers.
So this is your chance to pause and come back to this episode later if you haven't watched all the episodes.
Yeah, come back 6 hours later.
Yeah, if you are a Star Wars fan and you haven't watched Obi-Wan Kenobi, how dare you?
How dare you?
How rude.
All right. We're going to start it like we always started. And I already know Chris's answer. What were your expectations going into the show?
Oh.
And how did it change after watching?
Okay. All right. Well, going into the show, thought it'd be good. And after I watched the show, it was good.
It was good. Exactly what we thought you'd say. He tried to make it so that it was not, or that was more of an open-ended question, but he
failed.
He failed.
But no, I was hoping it was. Yeah, really, going into it, I was hoping it was going to be good.
It wasn't a lie.
Because like after Boba Fett, I was like, I don't know. I hope. But after watching it, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Enjoyed it.
Well, good. We'll move on to Ray. Ryan's having a little bit of microphone trouble, so we'll move on with that.
Oh, knows. Well, much like Chris, after Book of Boba Fett, I was very nervous. I was like, oh my god, please don't suck. Overall, I enjoyed it. There are some things that I thought could have been done better. Sure. There's some just weird choices, which I was like, why are you doing that? But at its core, I mean, wanted some cool stuff with Kenobi, wanted to see some cool stuff with Anakin Vader, and I felt like it delivered in that regard. And I would watch it again. Yeah, I would watch the series a second time. Book of Boba Fett, I'll never watch again.
Yeah,
for sure. One and done.
Yeah, it was one and done. So yeah.
I figured it had to be better than Boba Fett. Like, just I had a good feeling about it. I was gonna say maybe they learned something from all the feedback, but they already had most of it done, right? Yeah. Or they had it done, so they couldn't have gone back and redone anything. So I just had a good feeling about it. They had to start and stop somewhere where we, at least we know what he's gonna be like later. So they couldn't like make him too weird, and I mean it's just but they did a really good job. I mean, I thought it exceeded my expectations, I think, or was pretty close to about what I expected. I don't know, it was really good. Definitely a step up from the previous show. So I thought it was really well done, and I thought it was really good. So Ryan, what did you think about it? Did it live up to your expectations?
Oh, Obi-Wan, we're talking about Obi-Wan. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties, and I'm just gathering my thoughts. I loved it. I going into it, because you sort of, I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you sort of know the story. So it's not like it was going to be like all these revelations. Like there was an article that said, will they kill Luke? And I'm like, no, they're not going to kill Luke.
Right.
You stupid. So you know the story, but I thought they did an excellent job with it, and we'll get into that. So I went in thinking, I'm sure it's going to be good, but then I left thinking, man, that was really good. I was really impressed. So so there we go. So that's my thoughts on it.
Quick summary.
So let's get into it. So they had 6 episodes, which I guess is their formula, pretty much. That's for most of these shows. It's been like 6 episodes. There was rumors there were going to be a surprise couple more episodes, but
there's a rumor for every show that comes on there.
They say that every time. The secret extra 7th episode. No, there's no.
But here's what I find funny about it being 6 episodes, because each episode somehow related to the actual movies. So episode 1 of Obi-Wan had little Easter eggs for Phantom Menace in it. Episode 2, and if you didn't know this, if you're listening to know this, we'll get into that. I can tell you hopefully I can tell you, because all the stuff I had written down is on my phone, so I'll try to remember it. Episode 2 had stuff for Attack the Clones. Episode 3 had Revenge of the Sith. Episode 4 had New Hope. 5 had Empire Strikes Back, and 6 had Return of the Jedi. So what Disney is saying here is that the sequels are not canon and they don't want to touch it.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Did
you see the phone bill?
That was a long drawn out joke. I'm just kidding. So I like that they did that, though, that they put these little Easter eggs. For the first episode, they had Luke pretending he was racing in a pod racer, and then they had something else for episode 1.
Obi-Wan, he was in episode 1.
Yeah.
I had him on the show.
Obi-Wan. I wish I should have got my iPad. And
was it the Clone Trooper? Was that the?
That's episode 2.
The Easter egg for Clone Wars.
They had that. Let's see if I can pull it up on my computer. Let's see if the internet works on my computer. But so I liked that they did all that. I liked the little Easter eggs. That was fun. That you could like sort of mirror the two. Did you guys have a favorite of the 6?
Ooh, interesting.
I have heard that if you watch it back to back, it works better. Like if you watch it as basically a movie, it works better.
Anything with Anakin or Vader and Obi-Wan.
Oh, it was awesome. So good, wasn't it? It was
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the only part I didn't like was where they tried to make them look younger again.
You didn't like that?
No.
I love that scene. They should have de-aged them more. They should have de-aged Hayden a little bit more.
Yeah, he needed some work.
I think it was Obi-Wan looked pretty good.
Yeah,
de-aged, but they didn't go quite far enough with Anakin.
No, I agree. But I like that whole scene, and in general, all the lightsaber fighting in this, because I was kind of curious what they were going to do. And my opinion was, canon. Whatever with canon. I don't care about the canon. Just make it cool. I just want a cool show. And all the lightsaber fighting in this was fantastic. And I talked to my daughter about this a lot because she's all into Star Wars and the prequels. She enjoyed the prequels and so forth. And all the lightsaber fights in the prequels, I just don't like any of them. And I just feel like they're just very showy and they're very choreographed. And it doesn't feel like they're really trying to kill each other. And even in the flashback bit, it really felt like there was like a tug of war going on where there was like an assault where he's like coming at him and they're like, he's pushing Obi-Wan across the floor and then or vice versa. And it just felt really good. Even in the flashback, kind of going back to the prequels, that fight felt really good. And then the fights with Obi-Wan and Vader, particularly in the final episode, it felt aggressive. It felt like they were really trying to kill each other. They weren't like spinning lightsabers or swinging on cords and hitting and like a Cirque du Soleil show or something. I mean, it just felt like like two guys with swords like going at it, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it was a nice. I mean, if you think about it as a progression, it kind of works. I mean, where like the prequels kind of like that's the Jedi are more like kind of refined and everything, and it could be more dancey and showy and everything. And then this, it's like it's just sheer power, just going at each other. And then with the New Hope and everything, it's just like, okay, we're old. Just bat it around a little bit. Okay,
it wasn't that many years later.
That's the funny thing. They made Vader look more like what you hear about in the comics and read about, where he's just like this terrifying person and is powerful and he's because in the show there's we can talk about this later I guess, but he the ship's trying to fly away and he pulls it back down and then rips it apart and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, and then and like Obi-Wan is awesome with a saber, but you don't get that in New Hope, right? Because he's old, right? 10 years older, right?
He's 10 years older.
Jeez.
It's the two sons.
It's like he was so powerful. And, I guess, and that was one of the conversations I had with somebody yesterday was, I guess, between that time and the movie, he just goes into hiding and just doesn't do anything. Because you're like, he almost killed Darth Vader. And could have, right? But when you see him in New Hope, it's like, can this guy even fight with a saber? Like, does he know how to do this? Or So that was kind of weird, but
it was nice seeing him too, because again in the prequels, there were so many things I wanted to see the Jedi's doing, and It seemed like they were very much into like defending, reflect. And I liked that there was a lot of using the elements like grabbing things and throwing them at the other opponent. Force push. Hey, they remembered they could force push. Yeah. There was lots of like pushing them and like shoving them across the room and stuff. And I was like, that's awesome. That's what I want to see, not just pew, pew, dodge. Right. You have these abilities, and sometimes it becomes like the Superman factor, where it's like they become so powerful that it's like, well, Obi-Wan, the water's about to break. Remember, you have Super Run. I'm not going to use that, though. I'm just going to jog out of here. But yeah, it was great seeing all that kind of stuff. I was nervous, at first, because like, oh no, Obi-Wan forgot how to use the Force. I want to see cool Obi-Wan and not, getting his butt kicked Obi-Wan. But I'm sure he'll remember by the end.
Yeah. We don't want another hobo Luke. Like, we don't want that.
They learned their lesson on that.
Where's my grape now?
I thought, speaking of that, Obi-Wan, I thought they did an excellent job. Basically showing that he basically had PTSD. And that...
Yeah, sure.
Because he lost everything to basically the Sith, the dark side, took everything away from him, and he... sort of as a symbol. I mean, they didn't show him bury it, but I'm pretty sure when he got to Tatooine, that's why he buried the lightsabers. He buried the past. I think he was never planning on going back there for him. He was just like, I'm done with that. The Jedi failed.
In a way, it makes sense that he wasn't up to his fighting prowess, because he was. To me, he was more concentrated on like the feelings of the Force at that point. He was trying to contact Qui-Gon and it was more mental rather than the physical aspects of the Force. So he got rusty.
Yeah.
Oh, he got rusty, and I think he even, not that he was just rusty in the Force, but even though he was trying to contact Qui-Gon, I think he just turned his back on the Force a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like, I think that's where the Inquisitor angle came in a little bit, where to me it almost seemed like he had to do some of that in order to like keep a low profile, because if he was actively using and there were Inquisitors in the area, they would sense it, and because they kind of showed that, right, with the whole bar scene. They come in, they rough the place up, they rough up the guy, and the Grand Inquisitor has some line about Jedi's, they can't help themselves, they have to get involved, and so I was taking it as also that he has to. I gotta keep a low profile. I gotta make sure this kid stays safe. So I can't be getting involved and using my abilities, because then I know they're out there looking for me, because they said they've been looking for him for 10 years. They're gonna find me if I start like doing Jedi shenanigans around here. So
yeah.
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, when he fought that first fight, too, where he's hitting with his fists and things like that, he was worn out, and he just hadn't done all of that. He's been in hiding. He's not had to do anything.
And he used a blaster a lot, too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wouldn't have made Han so happy.
So what did you, speaking of you brought up the Inquisitors, how do you think, did you like how they were portrayed in the show? Have you seen them in other shows? So you expected one thing and didn't get it, or how do you think they went about it? Do you think they did a good job, or because there was a lot before when the trailers came out, people were like, "What is this?"
Well, the look of him, like the Grand Inquisitor, could have been better.
Yeah,
because like that, even in like the live action movies, they've had that race of alien on there, and they look more like what they looked like in the Clone Wars than what he looks like on the show. So they just need to just kind of raise his head up a little bit, and that's kind of all they did to do. But maybe when they did that, they're like, this looks ridiculous, and so they took it down. I don't know.
Let's keep him with the pumpkin head.
Yeah, because it was just too round. It's way too round. That guy probably doesn't even have that round of a head, but somehow they made it more round.
Yeah. Well, maybe he thins out now because he basically lost his stomach. So,
well, and that part was weird for me. It's like, oh, they killed him. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Because he's on the Rebels show. Like, so he can't die here. Like,
Yeah.
It's funny though that they did that because people were going crazy saying, "Oh, so does that mean Rebels isn't canon anymore? You know, he was still alive in Rebels. What's going on? They just messed it all up." And it's like, come on, do you really think he's dead?
Yeah.
Are you the same person that thinks Luke's going to die in this show? I
mm-hmm.
mean, and the actor that plays him was on giving an interview, and they said something, does anything happen to you in the show? And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I just get stabbed in one of my stomachs." So he accidentally gave it away.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It is a little
Yeah.
weird though, because you got like a saber. You have a weapon that you can stick through metal and melt it and smelt it, but if you get impaled by it, it doesn't liquefy your organs or anything.
Unless you're Obi-Wan. No, I mean Qui-Gon. Unless you're Qui-Gon.
Yes,
Yeah.
unless you're Qui-Gon. Unless you're Qui-Gon. I mean, it's, for everyone else, you can get stabbed, you can like pick up some message, you can analyze it, you can jump in a spaceship, fly across the galaxy. Ooh, little owie, but I'll be all right.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a little, it's like, are these dangerous weapons or not?
I did see a meme I thought was funny. It was like using like Impractical Jokers or whatever, and it was the Reva with Darth Vader and they're talking, and then it showed like in another room the Grand Inquisitor and the other Inquisitors going, okay, now tell her she's the Grand Inquisitor. Do it.
It did seem like that, right? Like they were all in on it and they just punked her or something.
Yeah.
Set her up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think they totally did.
So she got stabbed twice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
As
know.
a kid and as an
know.
adult, and came out fine.
I know. It just,
No problem.
That was probably one of the biggest problems,
You
right?
don't know her race, her alien race. She could have nothing right there where she got stabbed. It could just be
Very well.
If he tossed
Fleshy
her
parts.
into like the rubble and brought the ship stuff down onto her or something, okay.
Yeah.
Because we all know he brings stuff down on people, doesn't check if they're dead or alive, and walks off.
Mm.
That's
Yeah. I
what he
kind of
does.
felt like that should have just been the end of her arc. Like, I've been carrying around all this hatred all this time. I wanted revenge, and in the end, I got killed for it.
Yeah.
Poetic justice or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where her story went after that, I was like, what are we doing? What is happening? And it didn't help that like she's stabbed and listening to Bail Organa's very detailed secret message. Put all the pieces together.
Yeah.
Went to the planet, and then the show ends, and then the last episode begins, and they're still in space, which was awesome. It felt like Empire Strikes Back with him shooting at the ship. Yet she has completely flown to the outer rim, to the exact town on that entire planet,
Huge planet.
looking for him. And
Well, she knew where Owen was because she already confronted him.
yeah,
Well,
there's
did
no
she
one
know
else
that
on
that was
planet
Owen,
named
though?
Owen?
Did she know his name? I don't think she knew his name.
No, she did because she said, "What is your name?" And he said, "My name is Owen Lars or whatever." And then in the little thing with what's his name, Organa, it said he said Owen's name.
Okay, even if that is true, how did she get there so freaking fast?
Yeah. Well, the
She
space
said, "Beam me
chase
up,
in
Scotty."
space was longer than the space chase in Last Jedi. Like, it's incredibly long space chase.
I'm just saying she knew who Owen was, and then she's heard the name again.
Yeah.
So she put two and two together because she's smart. And said, "Okay, I'm going to go see Owen."
Yeah, but I don't know. Her whole motivation for that was
Well,
like,
yeah,
okay,
I mean,
so it's like you're gonna go kill the son of the guy who doesn't know his son's alive. I'll show you.
That was a little weird. I did like seeing Owen and Baru go crazy and bring out the guns. And,
she slapped the crap out of her when she went through that
awesome.
door. That was great.
That was
Love
fun. That was fun to see. Now I want to see what happened when the stormtroopers come. Like I did just end with them, laying down.
They got a couple
probably
good
a
shots
fight there.
Yeah.
So that was sort of weird, and it was weird that he was like, "What will you do now? Like, who will you be?" And she was like, "I will be What's her first name again?
Reva.
Reva, yeah. Reva Skywalker. And it's like,
I saw that meme. It was funny.
Her whole plot to like at least for me was very predictable. Like the moment they showed like the Padawans at the beginning and then showed her, I was like, okay, well she's gonna be one of them.
Yeah.
And she's just doing this to get close to Vader.
Yeah, like Chris like gave me his whole like spiel on what he thought like episode 3, and it was like pretty spot on. And for me, I didn't really. I mean, I knew of the Inquisitors, but not watching the shows. I played Jedi Fallen Order, which had like the second sister.
Yeah.
In it, so I kind of knew who they were. And I'd seen other people make this comment, and I sort of agree, where it feels like they could have done 2 separate shows. Like they wanted to do like an Inquisitor show, and then they wanted to do an Obi-Wan show, and they just kind of merged them together. And I kind of feel like they didn't need to. I feel like, there's enough material there with Obi-Wan and Vader/Anakin that they didn't need to try to do like, oh, well, this is her story, and this is her journey as well. Having villains that redeem themselves, I feel like has been done so many times, and particularly in Star Wars. Everyone that does a bad deed and murders lots of people does one good deed, and then they're, redeemed, and they're on the light side. And I'm like, that was great the first 3 times we did it. Can we just not? I just wanted her to be bad the whole time. And all the other Inquisitors had like really cool looks. They had these cool helmets, and they're different races. And she was just like attractive female race. And I was like, could we get you a helmet or like a scar or something? Like what Chris said, as soon as they went from the younglings and they showed the Inquisitors and they're all like, gnarly and cool, and then she's like, attractive human, I was like, she was a youngling.
Like, Jedi look that good.
I know. I was like, you're not throwing me off here. You look like you were probably there. You're very young, kind of the right age.
That's where all of the Inquisitors were. Jedi or Padawans.
Yeah.
So that's just where they came from.
Yeah.
She just
they were cool looking. They all looked like
she just happened to be the prettiest of them all.
Yeah.
Still no justice for Han though. It's gonna go all over your heads. The guy that played the 5th brother plays Han in Fast and Furious movies.
Oh,
there's a big thing out there, justice for Han, because he died in one movie, supposedly.
Oh.
Yeah. No justice for Han still.
You were correct. Yep. It went right over my head.
I like to throw those in there where like nobody gets it, and it entertains me.
Yeah,
well, that's good. So right, speaking of the Padawans, though, real quick about the Padawans, were you expecting to see Grogu somewhere in the background? And were you glad that you didn't?
I had wondered, and I was glad that I didn't.
Yes.
I personally wasn't expecting it. I saw people expecting it. I'm like, why?
Because they referred to it in Boba Fett, right? It wasn't even in Lorian. But
you see R2 in the background holding Grogu, and he's like just like beat feet into the door. Gotta save you.
But I'm glad they didn't try to just because that cow or whatever, it's like they're just beating it to death. It's like, this is our winner here, and it's like I'm so glad they didn't bring it in, because I think that would have ruined it for me. Like, can't freaking go anywhere with that cow.
I need to go back and watch it, but in episode 1, was C-3PO in the very background of that one scene?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. I saw the silver. I saw the silver.
I didn't
leg.
see R2, but I did see.
Well, there's an R2 unit sort of in the far background.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised you didn't see more of R2 in there or something, or get a C-3PO doing a bit more of a cameo, because they went with them, so you think that would be more of a thing with them.
Well, they didn't want to pay somebody to do C-3PO.
They did have a punk from Back to the Future in there though.
Yeah, Flea.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he popped on the screen, I'm like, what? Flea. All right, let's talk about.
Deal, Obi-Wan? Are you in or are you out?
Are you out?
I think it's time to talk about one of the best characters of the show, or at least I thought one of the best characters. You guys may think different, but I thought the casting of Princess Leia was spot on and so good. And I thought the little girl did a great job. I don't remember her name, but
Leia.
I thought, well, the actress.
Yeah.
But I thought she did a wonderful job.
Vivian Lyra Blair.
Yeah, I loved it.
You didn't remember that?
No. And I thought that with her little droid Lola, I thought that was a perfect nod to Carrie Fisher because she had a bird named Lola, and that's why they named the droid Lola.
Oh, okay.
She would have, she had a bird when she was younger named Lola, so that's why the droid was named Lola.
I did like her, and I was genuinely surprised. I mean, I had no idea when they started showing like Alderaan and stuff. I was like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I was not expecting this." And and I think to get him off the planet, it had to be something good.
Yeah.
Which the other twin in trouble. Got a little worried that it was going to turn into, because I had heard stuff that they did some reshoots or rewrites because it was starting to feel a little bit too much like Mandalorian, and I could kind of see that. They kind of had her dressed in she kind of looked like a little, like if they took Endor Leia and they like shrunk her down. She had the little green outfit on and stuff.
Oh yeah, every outfit,
which was also Grogu colors. I was like, oh no, it's Mando, it's Mando and Grogu. But it worked. I thought it worked.
Every outfit she wore directly was influenced by one that Carrie Fisher wore. Maybe.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought, I didn't know that I didn't go into this expecting a little Princess Leia, but I'm so glad that we got it. It was just so fun and cool. That was one of the other things from episode 1 that relates back to Phantom Menace, is that Queen Amidala disguises her, uses somebody else to be her, just like Leia used the other little girl to pretend to be her. To escape, but I thought she did a great job. She's probably my favorite part of the show. Oh yeah, and then the way she was talking to Obi-Wan was hilarious.
Yeah. Grandfather. But I mean, no one realized that the robot had gone evil when the light went red on it instead of blue, though. Like, I don't.
Everybody knows
was weird
that.
to me. Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
There was lots of,
now it's red.
There was lots of weird choices. It didn't ruin the show for me, but there was just lots of stuff. I'm like, man, all you had to do is just change just a couple things, and it would have made this just way better. I thought the guys the bounty hunters or whatever, chasing Leia, the really slow-paced, meant to be fast-paced
bow-legged ones.
Yeah, when the guy, like, I got a feeling they said to the one dude, they're like, okay, we want you to like run and like just hit the branch like right in the head and just get clothesline. And he was like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. All right, just kind of just walk up to the branch and just kind of like bump it with your chest. Yeah, I can do that. I'm good at that. That was kind of silly, but then hiding her under the coat, I thought
that was hilarious.
It turned into like a Saturday Night Live thing. I was like, why didn't they just put her like in a weapons crate? It could have even been like one of the little floaty things. They wouldn't even have had to carry it. They could have just been like pushing it or something, and then
that was so silly.
No one will notice my 4 legs.
I immediately thought of Austin Powers and Mini-Me under the coat, walking along, and I was expecting them to be drug into some room to like have to pee into a cup or something.
But a weird choice, it's like
it was weird.
You could have like on the day you weren't like, you know what, this looks kind of silly.
You can't like strap her to your waist or something, so it just looks like you got a big belly, maybe. Like
there was a reason they did it. I read about it and it was funny. I mean, they did it as a joke, clearly.
It was funny, but not in a good way.
And, it kind of took you out of it. Funny.
Yeah. I think we're doing a bit here. Oh goodness, yeah. So that was a little.
Yeah, that was odd.
But overall, great character.
Yeah. And there was a couple of action stuff where it felt like the stormtroopers were like literally this close to them in that hallway.
Yeah.
And everyone's shooting. And
You're like, everybody's gonna die here.
And I was like, we could just spread them back. Just pull them back just a little bit. Yeah, a little too close. When
Obi-Wan comes out of the water in the one scene and the next scene he's completely dry. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah.
That was
forced himself dry.
He
Yeah,
did.
that was a nod to one of the Star Wars movies where there was like a mess up, and the person was supposed to be wet, but they filmed him dry, so they did that as a nod to that as a joke. Um,
What'd you think of Kumail Nanjiani?
he was hilarious.
He was good.
Close. Yes. I sense that you need, like, him pretending to use the Force was freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I liked him later. I didn't like his initial setup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if the Jedi are being hunted, I don't know that running a con where you're pretending to be a Jedi
It's a good idea.
is really the best. The best con.
He wasn't that smart of a con.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be dressing up like a terrorist and pretending to con people as a terrorist. But yeah, he was cool. I mean, he was cool after. Oh yeah, but after that, his initial setup, all of his other scenes, I thought were pretty cool.
Yeah. I can't take him seriously watching. I don't think I've seen him in anything serious, but if I did see him in something serious, I don't think I could like not laugh at him because like Silicon Valley, like him in that, he was perfect in that, and I picture him in that anytime I see him, and he's just laugh. And I think I did see an interview. If someone asked him, "Are you going to be a Jedi in this?" And he gave like a weird, like, "Oh, I don't know, I could be."
Yeah.
Hayden and this is
Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor. I just wanted to call him Obi-Wan. Have both said they want to do a season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there will be a season 2?
I think they will.
They can.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think it'll be? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. He went off on his weird camel and
into Beggar's Canyon.
Dressed in his hot toys outfit.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned Darth Maul, and I guess this is where, like, you know, how canon are the cartoons and everything else. And again, I mean, I didn't watch a lot of this stuff, so if stuff got changed, I'd be fine with it. I mean, I know what happens on Rebels with him meeting up with Darth Maul and whatnot. Yeah. But if they wanted to, like, introduce him as, you know, maybe Vader's still there, but now he's more like having interactions with Darth Maul, and they do it differently than the cartoon. I mean, there's a whole bunch of fandom going to be like enraged that, you know, they've decanonized this cartoon, but at the same time, it's like so much has been done now. If you want to continue dabbling in this era, you're going to start stepping on toes a little bit. So, because I kind of feel like that's what kind of handcuffed them with the show. Like at the end, you know, he just kind of like leaves Vader and walks away again. Obi-Wan, he doesn't finish battles,
and it loves him though.
And it's you know, and it's like, well, they could have had like the Inquisitors interrupt them or chase him off or something like that, but because they don't want to step on anything that's been done or said or whatever, it just kind of feels like it limits what they can do in terms of storytelling.
I feel like because like having watched Rebels and stuff, I don't feel like he could meet up with Darth Maul at any time. But I think you could still get that dynamic if he had to deal with kind of that mob arena that Darth Maul is in, and if he brought in like Emilia Clarke from Solo,
that'd be cool,
and used her character, and that became like a foil, like the two of them against each other, back and forth, maybe on the same side, then against each other, and a nice play with that. I think that could work, and that could still involve Maul in a way without actually having the two of them meet.
Maybe he's on like hollows and stuff.
Yeah. But he may not know that's actually him, but he kind of feel it through the Force that something's wrong, and he's angry.
I haven't felt this presence since. Just walks away.
Yeah, and like whatever.
I was talking out loud again.
I gotta go tune my legs.
That we now know, because in Return of the Jedi, when Darth Vader's helmet gets taken off at the end, we see the scar.
Big burn mark. Yeah.
Now we know where the scar on the top of his head came from Obi-Wan. which I thought was a cool thing.
They've had it planned for years.
They have. I just thought that was a cool thought, and I thought it was cool that in Rebels, Ahsoka takes off one side, and Obi-Wan takes off the other side, but then Luke takes off basically the whole pass. It took the son to bring him back. So, but I just thought it was cool. Yeah, I really liked that scene when his mask was damaged.
Yeah.
And we had the colors of the lightsaber would go back from red to blue. I thought that was so well done.
It was super awesome.
Yeah.
I just wish they had done something different than him just walking away, because it was like, this was your opportunity. You said that only one of you were going to leave, and I don't know. I was expecting like the Inquisitors to come running in and chase him away, or like an earthquake or something.
Get away! And they're throwing rocks at him. Go on, shoot, go!
Stop beating him up! Stop bullying our Vader!
I think if he hadn't seen his face, he could have killed him. But when he saw his face, he was like,
not
I
a
can't
monster.
do it.
Yeah, but it would have been really powerful if he had at least gone like he was gonna do it, and then like I don't know. But my two predictions I had going into the finale was, I think we're gonna see the Emperor, and I think we're gonna see Qui-Gon, and we saw them both. So I was like very very happy with myself.
Nice.
And Emperor was just great. His short little scene, it was just fantastic.
You're a little obsessed, aren't you?
You seem troubled, my old friend.
So overall,
cry about it? You gonna go cry about it? My little baby. Go on, grab your teddy and go get in the bath to take.
Well, I will say when Obi got into the Bacta tank, I was like, oh no, Bacta tank. I was like, oh no, we better not have flashbacks.
That.
So he stole a lot of meat from that place. Do you think he stole it, or that they let them take their cut?
Oh, he stole it. He straight up stole that meat every day.
He wasn't even being stealthy about it, man. He ran real nice.
Yeah,
right in there.
That's the one Jedi mind trick he kept. Is like, you didn't see me take any meat.
I kept waiting for that. I wanted him to get stopped and him to be like, I didn't take any meat. You didn't take any meat. I can go about my business.
That was fun. But the other thing was the Darth Vader's I was going to say uniform, but his outfit, right? Whatever, his suit. That's what I'm trying to say. It looked all shiny and had extra lights on it that you don't see in the later movies, which you're like it's a different time, right? In ways they can make it. But then you kind of realize what happens is that scene where he's beating the crap out of him.
He's jacked up.
All that stuff gets jacked up, and they have to rebuild it probably. And it's like, well, that's what happened to all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of explained it.
But they did rebuild it with the red eyes, because he's got those red eyes.
Yeah. So overall, I thought it was excellent. It did an excellent job, even though it had some things in it.
Some cheese. A bit of cheese.
Yeah.
But it was good. And it's Star Wars, so you're going to have the cheese. You're going to have the goofy stuff, because that's just part of what it is, and that's what makes it fun. So next on the list is Andor, right? That's the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is probably a whole different
It's going to be
type
so
of show.
sad.
Yeah, than what this is.
So every episode you're going to be watching it going, he's going to die.
He's going to die.
but it begs the question, do you think we could get some Vader cameos now and so forth? I mean, maybe not sharing scenes with Andor, but, if we have some scenes from the...
There are rumors he's going to be in Ahsoka.
Vader? Okay.
Vader's going to be in Ahsoka.
Could see that.
Which...
Maybe flashback type stuff.
Have to be flashbacks, because it couldn't be.
Yeah.
Could be a Force ghost talking to her.
Hey,
sorry. Did all those things.
Well, that was one of the, talking about the scene with the cracked helmet. when the voice would modulate back.
Yes.
You know?
That was so cool.
And
Yeah.
well, I remember, I think it was some of the concept art for Force Awakens, I think. They had dabbled with that, with Kylo Ren seeing a Force ghost of Anakin, and the Force ghost was going to like morph between Anakin and Vader, like back and forth, like the face, which I thought they kind of revisited that idea here, and it was so good. It was so good.
Well, cool. Well, I think we've overstayed our time. I think we're winding down. Unless there's something else to say, I think we've said it all. Go watch Obi-Wan again. Keep watching it over and over again.
So they're releasing it in some theaters, right? As a movie, is what we heard, right? Or something like that.
No, they did the finale in theaters.
Oh, it was just the finale. I thought they were going to
They did. They may have done the whole series when they did the finale.
Okay.
But then there was a Q&A afterwards. I was not invited, so.
I did read something where they were saying that they had, back when it was going to be a movie, they had originally intended it to be an Obi-Wan trilogy of films, but which is almost practically what it is on Disney Plus. So
yeah,
pretty much. All right, cool. Well, Ray, thank you again for coming on.
Thanks, Ray.
Sorry, we had so many technical difficulties all on my end.
No problem.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Andor. I guess that'll be the next thing. I forget when that comes out.
It's in November,
August.
I believe. Oh,
August.
I thought it was August. Is that right? No,
I don't know.
Is it November?
Yeah, just gonna look it up.
Hey Siri, when does Andor start?
Andor what?
There's a website.
Series premiere Wednesday, August 31st.
August 31st.
Wednesday, August 31st.
Sweet.
Oh.
Never mind. I don't know what comes out in November then. Something to.
Mando
They've
season 3.
They've got 2 seasons listed for Andor already.
Man.
IMDb.
Yeah.
Wow.
12 episodes for the first season.
Nice.
For the first season, really? 12 episodes?
12 episodes are listed on IMDb.
Man.
They've doubled Obi-Wan.
So
Wow.
It better be good.
no lightsabers, so that makes it easier. Like less effects, probably, right? It's more like a soap opera.
I think K2 is supposed to not show up until season 2.
K2SO.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Who does his voice, Chris?
Oh,
I got Turek and something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He. I read something with him, and he said, "I am not in season 1. I won't be showing up until."
Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
Alan.
Yeah. So I don't know. It could be like a final episode thing where maybe they've captured this droid and they've been like messing with it all season, and at the end of the first season he'll become online or something. Who knows?
Cool.
I don't know stuff.
We got Miss Marvel out now. I don't know if we'll do a roundtable for Miss Marvel. We'll see. With everything coming up.
Better watch it.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying it.
I'm behind
Yeah.
on it.
I'm behind it too. I've liked it.
And then we got Thor.
Oh yes.
Coming out. Love of Thunder.
Doctor Strange is on Disney Plus. I finally saw it.
Oh, you finally saw it. There we go.
Finally saw it.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I liked
the same reaction.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was.
I thought that I liked the end of it. It's over with Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
I thought that was. But no, I mean, I liked it. I didn't hate it, but.
Yeah, I had the same sort of feeling. Anyways, all right. Well, remember, Comicpalooza is coming up. We'll be here before you know it. It's like 15, 14 days, something like that, until we get there. Woo-hoo.
Something like that. Yeah,
this is all those days to get there. I'm just walking.
And I would walk.
Chris leaves tomorrow.
Yeah. Right after this, I'm leaving.
All right. Well, this has been episode 242 of Our Geek. And we will try our hardest next week to have all the technical stuff figured out. We may have a guest next week. Another guest.
Ooh.
I'll tell you guys about that later. Off air. Ooh, surprise.
Oh, man.
Walter Ellis Disney will be on the show now. Not really.
Wait a minute.
Anyways, another which he's a big Star Wars fan too, so we may be talking more Star Wars next week. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, so we'll see you next week on I Am Geek with something new, something fun, and of course, something geeky. And hopefully, we will see you at Comicpalooza live and in person. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.